I'm going to replace the number plate bulbs in the back with LEDs. So pretty simple job. You don't need to buy a whole new unit. You can use the existing ones. Just use a quality bulb. If you use a cheap eBay bulb, you might get a error coming up. So simple. Just take these screws out. Remove, there's a rubber gasket there, so be gentle with it. Take that out. And then we'll open this up. I think we need 2 hands to do it. Okay, you gotta peel the rubber back. There we go. And there we expose the bulb. So it's just a festoon style bulb. I think it's about 36 or 37 millimeters. Still can't really do this with one hand, but we'll try to get out. So there we go. So we're just going to pop that out. Pretty easy, just pull it out. It's only held in with a bit of spring tension on either end. I can do that one, should be able to do that one-handed. Yep, there we go, out. And we'll grab our LED and swap it in its place. So that's our replacement. Now, so this one has a heat sink on the back, so it's a pretty decent quality one. Yeah, and they are a 30, that's a 36 millimeter. And you just gotta put it into the little holder and give it a try. If it doesn't work, you just take it out, flip it around, and put it back in the other way, because they are sensitive to the polarity. But that's it. And then simply just reassemble the same way it came out. Simple job, done. Okay, that one is done. That one is not. You can see it's quite a bit whiter, quite a bit brighter, but still, it's 5 o'clock, so it's still very daylight. So we'll do a little test once it's dark tonight and have a look. Okay, it's finally dark. Let's have a look at the difference. Oh yeah, so that is the regular bulb, that is the LED. Massive difference in light on that. Easy fix, easy to swap, so definitely recommend it. Now, replacing the frunk light, we're going to pop this out. So I would suggest, I already have done this. Okay, you lift from the bottom, you can get a little flathead screwdriver and just pop it out underneath, just very gently, and it'll come down this way, and you will have a plug on there, which I have awesomely just, there you go, just unplug it, because even when the frunk is just open a bit, that bulb will get hot. If it's already out, then you know, it's burnt out, that's fine, but otherwise it's going to be hot. So take it out, put it aside, and do something else. Come back after a few minutes. Okay, this one is out. It's cool to the touch. It's only held in, it's like a little spring clip. This is a 41 mil festoon LED we're gonna put in here. So I'm just gonna grab that. Just can't do it with one hand because it's just a little bit wiggly. Come on. Two hands makes it way easier. Okay, tripod to make life easier. All right, just gotta hold. I'm just gonna pull up with my fingernail. You can just pop it out of there. Come on. There we go. Bulb is out. This is the one we're replacing it with. That's a 41. There you go, 41 millimeter little festoon. These ones are pretty decent brands. They've got a little heat sink on the back, but you can use eBay ones. These ones aren't going to throw a code or anything. Okay, now they are in like all the other LEDs. They are sensitive to the polarity, so you have to test fit them and might have to flip them around if they don't work. So if this don't work, no big deal. It's just that they got to be in the other direction. So we'll get the heat sink pointing that way. The light is going to be pointing outward, of course, and we'll test it in the plug. Okay, come on. Are you, yes, there we go. So we are working. Said if yours didn't light up, you're gonna have to flip it around, but that's so much brighter. That'll just keep the front trunk frunk nicely illuminated. So much easier to see underneath now. Perfect. Look at that. You can see how bright that is. Well, it was quite dim before, and if you have an incandescent bulb, you know how dim it is. Easy. Job done. LED converted. While we're at it, we'll do the rest of the bulbs in the interior. There's only a couple. So these ones in the door. Now you can use a trim tool to remove this. I'm just using a little flathead screwdriver. These push forward and then out. So we'll just push that in here. Show you to remove that. And it pops forward and out. Unplug it. So if I've already swapped this to an LED, but if you still have your incandescent, make sure you unplug it from this point here. And that way you'll give it a bit of a time. You can let it cool off before you swap the bulb over. And like the others, if it's the wrong way around, the bulb will not work. Just got to give it a 180 turn and put it back in. So they are super simple. Some guys replace them with these little fancy ones that give you a picture on the puddle light when you put it back in, but that's what we're going to do for ours. And then put it back in reverse. The front's got some teeth on it. See the little things there? Push forward. Simple. Very easy one to do. Now we'll move on to the map light. Now the map light, easiest way to do it, turn it off so it doesn't get hot and burn you. Now I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver again, and it pushes, there's a clip on this side, it pushes this way and drops down. You can use a trim tool if you're worried about scratching, but as this is an older Boxster, not super fussed, that is all you have to do. See that? And you can see that little metal thing there. Now it is wired in with the plug. You don't have to unplug it. This is the light here, this black thing. You turn that 90 degrees. See if I can do it with one hand. Yep, turn it 90 degrees. And it comes right out. So I've already done the LED bulb on that, but easy enough to do. Put it back in, give it a turn, and then test it. And you've got it in the right way. Reinstallation, same thing. Now you've got a tab here that tucks back in. Get that back up in there. There it is. And then push, and that's in. LED switched over. So yeah, it uses a lot less current. These ones that I've used are decent quality and nice and bright. So the bulb in here and the bulb in the two door lights are both T10s. So you need 3 of the T10 bulbs to swap over. Most come as single or as a pack of 2, but yeah, you need 3 of them to do it. There is another bulb in the glove box. This one actually caught me out because I left my glove box open and drained my battery. Super simple, and if you can see, because the light's on, there is a little notch there, and all you gotta do is get in there with a little flathead screwdriver and pop this down. So I just take my manual out. So a small screwdriver is better. This one might be a bit too long, but it's just pushing it forward. Almost went. There it goes. And then the bulb is there. Now again, this one's going to be hot, so you want to unplug it. This is the plug here, just like the one in the front, and you want to set it aside, let it cool down, and then you go to put the bulb in. Obviously, again, it's another orientation thing. This is a I'll put the measurements in the description. I think it's a 26 or a 31 mil, but a lot of guys, like I did, you can go to your auto parts store, or you can go on eBay and you can buy a whole big pack. Assembly's just the reverse. A whole big pack of LEDs, and usually get a pretty good bargain on them. Swap everything over your car. Now we'll do the LED in the trunk. That's an easy one to do as well. So this is just held into this plastic stuff. There's a little notch on the end. Pop the blade in, pull it out. Now, so our bulb is burnt out. And then you just, if it wasn't burnt out, you'd wiggle it here and unplug it, but we can just remove it as is and replace with our LED. Putting it back in, same as reverse, just slide it through and push it, and it'll just clip into this thin material here.